Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we're looking at an aggregated snapshot for the wild meta. This is episode 7 of this series that I've been making, and basically what we do is we look at some of the most popular meta reports that are out there in wild, and we aggregate the data to eliminate any sort of bias, any sort of error, to give us a more averaged out overall look at what the wild meta really looks like. Now, a couple disclaimers. This video is made before the recent batch of nerfs to awDGHunter. So even though we're going to see awDGHunter at the top, it might be bumped down a little lower. But overall, I don't think the meta is going to change that much with the new nerfs to DemonHunter. So you can consider this to be a pretty accurate representation. Now, to talk a little bit about these 4 meta reports we're looking at. So awDG, this is a Chinese meta report which is very popular in China. We have Hearthstone top decks, which to my knowledge is just made by Corbett, so it's mainly his opinion, but he's a very strong player and I value his opinion. We have Tempo Storm, which I'm also a part of, and this is an opinion-based report based on 6 wild experts. And then Vicious Syndicate, which is a purely data-driven report, the only one of the 4 here. And because they have their tier lists depending on different rank levels, we're just going to look at the Diamond 1 to 4 rankings for Vicious Syndicate. You'll also notice that some of the decks have an asterisk next to them for Vicious Syndicate. So you'll see there's an asterisk here for awDRogue, there's an asterisk against Dragon Hunter and Reno Hunter. And this is because they don't have enough games to have an accurate way to place the deck. So they think awDRogue is tier 1, but they don't have enough data to accurately be able to claim that. You'll also notice that I've put a strike through against specific decks, and I've done that only when a deck is mentioned in a single report. So Reno Galaxy Mage, only mentioned in Hearthstone top decks. Dragon Hunter, only mentioned in Vicious Syndicate. So I've just eliminated those decks from the different reports. So once we have all the different reports sorted out, we want to attach tier scores to them. And so we do that by just having a linear interpolation amongst the different decks for each tier. So for example, if we look for awDG, there are 3 decks in tier 1. So we go 1, 1 1/3, 1 2/3. And then we move into 2 at the top of tier 2. You can see that the more decks you have, the smaller the jumps are as we make our way up to the next tier. We then combine the tier lists together, and this is the stage where we eliminate the different organizations, where we just look at the raw tier scores. So if we have a look at our raw tier scores, here they are. So they're being sorted by deck archetype, and you'll see that, Aggro DemonHunter was only mentioned in 3 of the 4 reports, so we only see 3 entries here. Aggro Druid was only mentioned in 2, Big Priest mentioned in 4 of them, and so on. Going through all the archetypes, again mentioned in 2 reports or more. Then we want to calculate the tier lists. And so we do this by averaging out the scores based on how many reports it's mentioned in. So for Aggro DemonHunter, we just add those 3 numbers together, divide by 3. That gives us our tier score for Aggro DemonHunter. And so we go through and do that for all the archetypes. And then finally we get to the fun part, sorting all of these from smallest to largest tier scores and constructing the tiers. So here we are, aggregated meta snapshot number 7 for May 2020. At the top, we have awDGHunter. Again, this might not be the case. Be careful of this one because there were some nerfs to the archetype. We have Pirate Warrior as the second best deck. I've been having a little success with Pirate Warrior, so I'm a little biased there. But yeah, Pirate Warrior is very strong. We've got Secret Mage quite high up, Cube Warlock, Reno Priest, and then Quest Mage rounding out the bottom of tier 1. Keep in mind, this is not the Reno Quest Mage, this is just a straight up Quest Mage. For tier 2, it starts off with even Shaman and Odd Paladin, which are two very powerful aggro decks. Notice there's quite a jump though. We have a 2.07 to a 2.59 for Odd Paladin, so that's a pretty significant jump. Even Shaman might even sneak into tier 1, but we'll keep it here. Jade Druid, Reno Quest Mage, Odd Rogue is in the middle of tier 2, Mech Paladin. This is the Mech hand buff Paladin, which many people love. Discard Warlock, and Galakron Warrior rounding out the bottom. Moving into tier 3, we have Odd Warrior at the top, Reno Hunter at the top of tier 3. That's a bit of a surprise. Aggro Demon Hunter, again, be careful of this one. It's got a couple nerfs, so it's going to drop down a little bit. Mechathin Warlock, Kingsbane in the middle of tier 3, Aggro Druid, Ethan Hunter, Murloc Paladin, and fan favorite Reno Warlock rounding out the bottom of tier 3. And then for our tier 4 decks, we start with Big Priest, Mill Rogue, Togwaggle Druid, and Reno Shaman. This would be a Shutterwalk Reno Shaman. So really interesting depiction of the meta here. I have provided deck codes for all of these decks in the description below. So if you want to give, these are what I think are the best builds of the deck, keep in mind. So there's my opinion kind of going in there, but I've put all the codes of what I think are the best builds of these decks in the description below. If you want to comment on anything you see here, feel free to drop a comment below. And if you want to help to support this channel, you can click the subscribe button, click that bell. Until next time, hope to see you again.